Hello folks, welcome back. I hope you're doing well. Thanks for stopping by and clicking on this video. I almost didn't make this video or upload it. I woke up with this really bad headache and I think it's finally calming down or whatever. I'm starting to feel a little bit better, so I almost was going to postpone it, but I didn't really want to. And the other thing too is I use a program so I can add that intro at the beginning of my videos, CapCut, I think that's what it's called. And they have a new clause that they put in this month's terms and service where what it's really getting down to saying is we own your material. Whatever you do, we could possibly do whatever we want, whatever it is. And so I'm going to have to do something different or find something different. That's disappointing because, I made this videos and these other videos, and it's, these are my ideas is the way I look at it. But anyway, enough of that little small rant. I watched Scott, the Prog Corner video about a week ago maybe, or I don't know how many days ago it was, about his gateway albums to prog, and I thought, hey, that's a really neat idea. So this is not something I thought of. I was like, I'm going to do something like that. I think that's a neat idea. I hope you will enjoy this video. So about 11 years ago, when I joined the vinyl community, that's where I found out about more prog bands, because I thought it stopped at Yes, King Crimson, Genesis. Those groups were pretty much what I had listened to prior to joining the VC. And then there was other bands, Caravan, Camel, there's even, what do you call it, jazz fusion prog bands, and it just became a rabbit hole that I'm still on that journey. I'm still finding stuff and hearing about new stuff. And so that's how I got into more of prog music. I didn't know that when I first was given the album Fragile on cassette, that I was even listening to progressive rock music. I just assumed that it was just really good hard rock with long songs and complex changes and stuff. So let me go ahead and get in. I probably will go fast about this, and I probably will stumble on some words or get stuck, and it's probably because of my headache, and that's just the way it goes. I don't edit anything. So here we go. The first one, it's what I have on compact disc. I don't have this on vinyl, but hopefully I'll get one day. Before I even got further into more prog, this album was, I want to say, a stepping stone, and it's Miles Davis. Hopefully there's no nudity. I'll cover it up. Bitches Brew. Yes, hearing this album and hearing, like time and space and what he created, this fusion and these complex changes, and having the great musicians on it, making these some really, really long tracks, like Pharaoh's Dance is one of my favorites. And this one is mine and also my wife's favorite, Miles Runs the Voodoo Down. So I would say most likely that record, was my stepping stone to hearing other prog music with bands that had horns and bands that could create that fusion sound and that wide space, and you feeling, you come in and you improvise and you fill that in. Okay, moving on. Number 2, I got my little stack of records now. It's Queen 2, an album that I used to think when I was young that it was a concept album because it sounded like one. And I personally will say this is my favorite album in their discography. I love the piano playing. There's some tempo changes. There's where the song runs into another song. Then like what is it? The org battle runs into that Fairy Fellers, Master Stroke, Nevermore. Just elements of prog. Freddie Mercury's great singing, and just such a great record queen too. Next, when I first heard this band, I didn't think they were really prog at first, but now I do. And this is one album that took the writing of Edgar Allan Poe, one of my favorite writers, and made a masterpiece. This is the Tales of Mystery and Imagination of Edgar Allan Poe. And you know, I'm going to say, yeah, it sounds like a concept idea to me too, but I just like that it has these really long songs and these real ambient passages through them. So that's my second one. These are not in order. I'm third. Now, people might argue about this, and I'm not trying to stir the pot or anything. It's going to be Power Rage by AC/DC. Yeah. Especially with tracks like Down Payment Blues. I'll say that one for sure. And Sin City, those really long, and then getting down to where on the Down Payment Blues, where it's just that bass and then the drums come back in. Those things remind me of types of prog, heavy or soft or making classical changes. But yeah, Power Rage for sure, those two tracks. Black Sabbath Volume 4, and now I want to talk about the main track. It's my favorite. This is my favorite album by them, and that's Wheels of Confusion. That song right there is like this heaviness of prog and hard rock music with these changes that just sound like unhuman in a way, but it just keeps going and keeps churning. A song that I don't want it to stop, but I feel like that song and even that little part, that little FX part, are just prog ideas. Okay, the next album here is the double album. This is the album that I believe where George Martin really didn't want to have part in it or something like that, or didn't want to, but it's the Beatles' White Album, and I apologize that this is one album that's hard to photograph or show because it's white, I guess. I don't mean that in a mean way, but anyway, with tracks like Revolution Number 9 really sounds like a what do you call it? A psych, progressive sounding thing. Happiness is a Warm Gun, where it keeps changing and just makes a really good, kind of a, serious hard rock song in my way. And I mean serious by just the lyrics, what else is on here? Yeah, Your Blues, that's real heavy, and there's some prog music out there where there's like really heavy guitar playing like that. So yeah, Beatles' White Album. Got a few more here. I got two more. The next one, I chose The Who Sell Out. Was an album that sounds like another one that, and I think it did have a concept idea, and my memory escapes me now what inspired this, but I think it was the ships or something going by or something to that effect, and playing certain radio programs around the world. I don't know, but I like the idea that each song has like these neat commercial ideas in it, and that to me is like really prog, to do that, to have these songs where there's something in between and then it goes right into the next song. Armarina City in the Sky, I probably said that wrong. Really heavy prog and psych to me, as well as a tune like Real 1 and 2. Yeah, this album right here, The Journey to Prog Music More. And my last one, I chose a classical record because that's what I like about certain prog bands that use classical guitar. Example, Yes, you know, the clap, and what a great classical piece that is, and Mood for a Day. But so there's some really talented classical trained musicians that are in these prog bands and other prog bands that really bring that into the element, into the making of these great progressive rock bands music that we all love. And I chose Simple Gifts by Christopher Parkening. I'm sure for sure that his album and his great guitar, acoustic guitar playing, love hearing it. And then when I hear it in other prog music, I love hearing it there too. So yeah, this is a really good record. It's my first record I ever got of his. All right, folks, I hope you'll enjoy this video, and I went a little bit too long, but sometimes that's how it's go. I love prog music, love the long tracks. Please leave me a comment, hit the like button, folks, and subscribe to the channel, and thanks for the support. See you next time.